Thank you for joining us on Joy News today. Ahead in this bulletin, combined team of police military task force start enforcement of COVID-19 protocols in Accra. Also, Ministry of Education says there is no controversy regarding the number of free senior high school beneficiaries participating in the West Africa Examination Council supervised WASI, which started today. Meanwhile, Electoral Commission officials reportedly run for their lives as some gun-wielding men storm a registration center in the Ewutusenya East constituency. We speak to our reporter live.
They stood there, instructed her boys to shoot and kill people at the center because it was not a warning shot. Some of the shots, the bullet shots could be found on stores in people's houses. So it was to shoot, it was a targeted shooting. What?
Business aviation sector facing huge debt as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We hear from the minister. I am Daniel Dazib. Let's settle for the details. Great to have you with us in our first story. Managing trustee of the COVID-19 Private Sector Fund, Senyo Hosi, has cautioned political actors from politicizing the funding and construction of Ghana's first infectious disease isolation and treatment center. He was emphatic the center was made possible through a commitment from all parties, including President Akufo-Addo, the Ghana Armed Forces, the opposition parties, corporate organizations and individuals, as a result, should not be turned into an MPP-NDC propaganda tool. He was interacting with Mamavi Osuabwaje on the AM show.
This project is a public-private sector project. It's a private sector-led project, but it is a private-public partnership. That is what's delivering this project. It's not something that's solely private. It's not something that's solely government. This is something that's solely Ghana. And that's what people should look at this project as. I have seen the commentary on social media, and I'm pretty disappointed that that's the kind of talk that we really want to have over a project like this. We should be celebrating Ghana in the success that's being chalked with this project. It's not time for political party competition. It's not time for anybody to want to have off one credit or the other. It's not time for credit sharing. It's time for celebrating the success of the people of Ghana. And that's where this conversation should end. So guys, wake up. Ghana is bigger than your petty thinking. The fund is not an NDC or MPP fund. It's a fund for the people of Ghana, and it has the support of the government of Ghana. The fund has the support of His Excellency, the President. It has the support of the people of Ghana. Right from inception, when we started with our FIDE KAYU, we've had people from government, people from the ruling party, people from the opposition, all supporting our interventions. This is something for the people of Ghana. We are not serving we are serving the states, all right? And His Excellency, the President, has been very, very supportive of what we've been doing. The Honorable Minister has been extremely supportive of what we've been doing. You know, we launched our fund, and we had the Deputy Minister of Finance and the Deputy Minister of Health present. All right, we've had support from everybody. And this is not about us. We should wake up. This is not about us. It's not about Senyo. It's not about Mr. Efa. It's not about TJC. It's about what we can all do to support our country, navigate these difficult times. That's what it is about. So social media commentary really does not protect any of us, but it's important that people understand what this is about. This project needs the spirit and the support of the people of Ghana. It's not time for political bickering. NDC saying one thing about the project, MPP saying one thing about the project. For God's sake, guys, this is Ghana. It has the embodiment, the volunteering, it has dedication from the people of Ghana. People have risked their lives.
Now, we'll come back to you with more stories on COVID-19 later in the bulletin. But in the meantime, the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WASI, has begun today, July 20, 2020. It commences amid concerns about health protocols in place to ensure containment of the spread of the novel coronavirus disease. A total of 313,837 SHS finalists are sitting the exam today across Ghana. The timetable, which was submitted to the Ministry of Education, indicates the examination will begin today with project work for visual arts candidates, while the theory papers will start from the 3rd of August 2020 until the 5th of September 2020, where the examination will be brought to an end with principles of cost accounting and technical drawing. Let's take you to the timetable briefly. We will bring you that, but some 60 subjects made up of 4 core and 56 elective subjects have been made available to the candidates. It will last for a period of 5 weeks. Meanwhile, President KOFI has been wishing all candidates well. Here's a tweet from his Twitter handle that will be on your screen shortly. Right, so there you have it on the screen. I send best wishes to the 313,837 final year senior high school students who will, from Monday 20th July, take the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination. Every Ghanaian acknowledges that education is the key to the future of our country. We therefore must do everything possible, even in the midst of a pandemic, to guarantee the prospects of our youth, protect their potential, and thereby help preserve our collective future. Just as this has been done over the course of the last 4 weeks since they returned to school, I continue to urge everyone associated with the conduct of this year's WASI to abide by the enhanced hygiene, mask wearing, and social distancing protocols they have become accustomed to. So that's the President's message to all students and staff of senior high schools. Now, Ms. Agnes Tay Kujo is the head of public affairs at WAEC, and she's joined us live. Now, Ms. Tay Kujo, we understand that today's paper is a practical visual arts exam. How is it being carried out today?
Yes. No. Today's paper is mainly for the candidates who are offering visual art. So it's a visual art project work that is being done by about 5,380 candidates. What they are started with today is what we call the idea development or planning for the actual project work. So the questions were given to them about 2 weeks ago. So today they are planning for the project work that would take place from tomorrow. So
right.
We have some candidates who are offering basketry, jewelry, leather work, sculpture, and all that. So today they are sketching and planning the execution of the actual project work.
So this is supervised work in classrooms?
Yes, we have itinerant examiners who are the various examination centers who are supervising the work of these candidates.
So have you visited any of these centers today?
Yes, we were next door, Accra High, and there at that center, we had a total number of 44 candidates, 45 candidates to this paper with 2 absentees. At the Accra High, we were working on leather work and sculpture. Right.
For those students who may test positive, and this is not limited to COVID, to today's paper, for those students who may test positive for COVID-19, but they are candidates for WASI, what happens to them?
Well, unfortunately, any candidate who tests positive and is on isolation or cannot take any of the papers would have to take advantage of the next edition of the examination, that is in November. You know, we have a policy, an already existing policy, that we don't administer examinations at hospitals. So if for one reason or the other, a candidate is unable to write a paper at all, you know, then the candidate will have to take advantage of the next edition of the examination. However, if you have a candidate who comes to the examination hall and takes, let's say, English paper 2, which is a modern paper, and then maybe the candidate develops some illness or sickness and cannot write the new paper, we can put in place the clemency protocols that we have.
Right.
But if it's unable to take a paper at all for one day or a number of days, would have advantage of the edition of the examination.
Thank you, Mr. Kujo. How many of these 375,000 students are beneficiaries of the free SHS program?
Okay, we have 313,838 candidates who are from public schools. So it means that these 313,838 candidates are beneficiaries of the free senior high school. And we have the 61,000 plus candidates from private.
Right. And you are in the organization that organizes exams every year. This is an increase on the previous year?
Yes. We have an increase in last year's figure.
By how many?
I'll quickly get to last year's.
Right, because the information we had, Mr. Kujo, if you're able to confirm this, is that the increase over last year's figure was merely 3%, which represents a natural population growth progression. Can you confirm that?
I don't have the last year's figure where I am now. But there has definitely been an increase, but I don't have the...
okay, but you're unable to say by how much? Right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Not here exactly, right.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Agnes Kujo. Yeah. Head of Public Affairs at the West Africa Senior Schools, the West African Examination Council. Now, in a related development, the Ashanti Regional Minister has been making unannounced visits to some centers. He has been querying school authorities about the lack of COVID-19 preventive protocols, in some instances, some hand-washing items. Meanwhile, in many of the schools visited, exams are in session under strict social distancing protocols. Love FM's Erastus Asari Donko joins live with more. Erastus, tell us more about those COVID preventive protocols lacking at the centers you visited and what the minister has been saying or doing.
So we have been to many schools. We've been to St. Louis Senior High, KNUST Senior High. We've been to Prempeh College. We've been to Yasantua Girls. Now we are at Pokuare Senior High School. And in all these places, we find Veronica buckets filled with water, but then there are no tissues available for the children to wipe their hands. In some instances, you find a small bar of soap there, and which is very scanty for the children to use in washing their hands. And the regional minister was not so happy with that. And then with the sanitizers, in all the centers we went, they were supposed to display them on their tables and constantly use them, but then they were hidden in their bags, which were placed outside. So he asked them to allow the students to pick their sanitizers and place them back on the table. Now, let me say that in the Ashanti region, the total number of candidates we have is 375,737. And this is an increase of 29,639, representing 8.6% over the 2019 figure of 346,098. And so currently, we are at Opoku Senior High School, where we found the same challenges, and he asked that they bring the items for the children to use.
Erastus, thank you so much for those updates from the Ashanti region. And let me just inform you that the National Democratic Congress, NDC, is organizing a news conference. The Greater Accra Region Secretariat is doing so. On your screen now is Theophilus Tetechai, who is the Greater Accra Regional Secretary of the NDC. Let's take a listen to what he's saying.
Now, currently, as you all see, the party is being bastardized using the security services. For us as a party, we will continue to highlight the wrongs that the MPP administration is perpetuating. And I believe civil society groups, the various heads of the security services, the religious groups, that the Peace Council, the Christian Council, as I talk to you now, the Peace Council has written to us that they want to meet us to discuss the issues of insecurity at our registration centers. So if these things continue to exist, then it means as a people, we all need to come together and condemn these barbaric acts that are being perpetuated in the democracy like that of Ghana. So for us as a political party, we will do whatever it takes using the law. We will never ask our party members to do any illegal act, but we will ensure that we use the laws to ensure the right things are done. Currently, our regional chairman and other officers are at the police central headquarters, just to ensure that our people who have been illegally arrested are bailed for the necessary action to be taken. Thank you.
My name is Joseph. I have two questions. One is on the legislation. So why do you always, in your position, to allege cases that you just mentioned, your main purpose sounds to be like you are accusing the president of knowing or being involved. Why the president, but not the security agency's head? Because you know that all security agencies are.
And we understand, according to the NDC, some of their party members have been arrested, and there has been some lawlessness which has been superintended over by the police in the region. And that's the main complaint that they're having. Some days after the entire registration process started. Of course, we are just about halfway through the registration process. Today is day 19. There are still a lot of queues around most of the registration centers across the country. 6,000 registration centers at a time are being used, because the cluster system is being adopted by the Electoral Commission. Of course, we've had a few questions here in the Greater Accra region. Let's take a listen to the regional youth organizer for the NDC.
Background. When you invade someone's premises, which is even illegal in the first place, to search the premises, the first thing you need to produce is a search warrant. If you don't have the search warrant, that thing is illegal. Simplicity. Ab initio, it's illegal. So that answers your question. Now the question about why we are accusing the president. You are a journalist. And I believe when the president was being sworn in at the Black Star Square, you heard it loud and clear that he is the president of the Republic of Ghana and commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. In fact, in terms of the rank, he stands at the apex. He is the commander of the Ghana Armed Forces. He commands, he directs, he instructs the Chief of Defense Staff, and then the instruction trickles down to the lowest rank. So if we are calling out the president, we are calling him out because he is in charge of the Ghana Armed Forces, and he is teleguiding them and micromanaging them to harass political opponents. So we are right in our call to direct all the attacks, or whatever you call it, on him. He has failed this country in terms of security, and that is why we are holding him to the fire.
A quick one. So currently, where is the parliamentary candidate currently where he is? And do you know who authorized the operation? Secondly, apart from this press conference, did the party make any efforts to reach out to the authorities to find out why they instructed the 4 armed men to invade the private office of your parliamentary candidates? And finally, you said we should ask you what you're going to do next if they go to release them. But we feel as because we want to know, as another mentioned, consistently the party has been issuing threats. What is the party going to do in order to make sure that the DC is released the claim that the arrest was illegal?
Well, thank you. You see, it is almost becoming a cliche that when state-sponsored supposed security officers harass our members, we organize press conference, we issue threats, and the questions that follow from you, the media men, is that what will you do when they don't meet your demand? That is why this time around we are telling you that nobody should ask us what we will do, but rather get your cameras ready. When we start doing what we want to do, it will even help you to report news for your media houses. Now, the issue about our parliamentary candidate. Our parliamentary candidate is hale and hearty. He is in the best of shape. He is also at the police central police station in Accra, together with the constituency chairman and the constituency organizer and the constituency secretary. Our regional chairman and our regional organizer and other officers of our region are equally there, and then the party lawyers are there to get them billed. You asked about whether we've reached out to the authorities. Yes. Now, in this press statement, we have made it clear to you that we have checked with the Peshi Divisional Command. They told us that they are not aware, or they were not aware of any operation at our PC's office. Now, when officers of the party are arrested, the best thing we have to do is to follow up to wherever they have been sent and then get them or secure their bail. Our party officials and our lawyers are there to do that. Even though the arrest, we still consider it as illegal. They are being detained. And the best we can do now is to explore all legitimate means to get them out. And that is what we are doing. We have been told that the Teshi Southern commander, when he came, he told us he was unaware of the operation that was led by Captain Nakpaja. So the question we are then asking is, who instructed Captain Nakpaja to undertake that illegal invasion? We are interested in knowing through your medium who instructed that invasion. Is it the Chief of Defense Staff or the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces or the Member of Parliament for the area who is seeing defeat staring in his face? So he is trying to use crude tactics to weave his way through, which of course will not yield any results, because the agitations on the ground, and even when they invade the place illegally, the number of people who poured out is an indication of the fact that he has lost it. No amount of schemes, no amount of commanding the military or security forces in this country will save him. So we are working to get our officers out. And when we get them out, what we have to tell the commander-in-chief or whoever instructed that illegal invasion, we'll tell that person.
It's live on Joy News today here on the Joy News channel. Now let's stay with matters having to do with elections, because the Electoral Commission officials reportedly had to run away from the steps to Christ Registration Center in the Ewutu-Senya East constituency after gun-wielding men stormed the premises. Eyewitnesses say the men, numbering at least 15, arrived at the center around 8 a.m. and tried to sack some prospective voters. This resulted in a scuffle that saw gunshots fired and 3 motorbikes burned.
The situation in Kaswa here is more like a war zone. Normally, I wake up in the morning to do my usual morning monitorings across the various registration centers. And there is one center which is just adjacent to my house. This morning I went there to greet them, then moved to other centers. Then I remembered I had to take something from home to give to someone, so I just got home. Then I heard warning shots. I heard gunshots. I don't know whether I was warning shot. I heard gunshots, 3. So I moved out and I saw a lot of people rushing towards me, towards my house. Then I asked what was going on. So they narrated the incidents to me. And I moved to the center myself. What happened there was Hawa Kunsim came there. Hawa Kunsim, the Minister for Special, whatever that ministry is called. She came there, stood there, instructed her boys to shoot and kill people at the center because it was not a warning shot. Some of the shots, the bullet shots could be found on stores in people's houses. So it was to shoot, it was a targeted shooting. 3 shots, then 3 motorbikes were bent down. Listen, this is not the people of NDC that she is attacking. She is attacking the good people of Ghana. She's attacking the good people of Kaswa, the wise people of Kaswa, and the Kaswa people in Kaswa are more discerning. They see what she has done, and they will reward her per her actions. Listen, we are talking of policies. We are talking of development. We are talking of good initiatives. 8 years, what have you brought on the board? Show us what you have done for the good people of Kaswa. If you cannot show us, stop killing us. We are tired of the brutes. We are tired of these hooligans. We are tired of these shooters. We are tired of beating us. The people of Ghana, the people of Kaswa have woke up. We are ready to defend ourselves now. We will not sit down for people to look unconcerned. We will not sit down for the police to look unconcerned. The good people of Kaswa, the good people of Ghana would rise up and defend ourselves. We will not sit down for that woman. She is a woman. I am their woman. And that is the difference between the 2 of us. I will forever stand up and protect the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency. Because of this, the center here has been closed down, has been shut down. We don't know when they are coming back because the EC officers fear for their lives. This is what someone who calls herself a mother can do to the good people of Kaswa. Thank you. Said the police command himself to the grounds. They were there to survey. They said the investigations are ongoing. We have picked the boys that had their motorbikes bent to go to the police station to also put in their statements. So from there, we will see what we will also do as a political party, as a leader of a constituency, and as a mother who governs the people in this country.
Joseph Akable joins us on the line to give us an update. Joseph, so first of all, what have you gathered? What happened there this morning?
And so, Daniel, it's a mystery that the eyewitnesses don't know how to unravel it, and it's something that the police are trying to unravel as well. As I speak to you currently, I am at the divisional command, where the 2 individuals at the center of this controversy are both present. That is the MP, David Sawakumsin, and the NDC's candidate, Phyllis Noyo. They are both present here. And in fact, some 10 minutes ago, both of them, in terms of the 2, they had to be restrained by a policeman from engaging in fisticuffs. They were advancing towards each other, hurling insults at each other, and the police had to come in and separate them. In terms of the information we have picked up from persons who were close to the incident, they tell us that the registration exercise has shortly started when some individuals who were in a car alighted from the car and asked some 3 individuals who were on motorbikes to move their motorbikes away from the registration center. They declined to move the motorbikes away, and before the eyewitnesses said they realized they heard gunshots, they saw people fleeing from the registration center, and the 3 motorbikes were burnt completely. The EC officials packed their registration kits and quickly abandoned the registration center. And by the time we got here, some few minutes after 9 a.m., the registration center was completely deserted, while the ashes in terms of the motorbikes could be seen at the center. The police is currently taking statements from individuals who witnessed the scene to try and understand what exactly happened. So we heard from the NDC's candidate make those allegations against David Sawakumsin. I spotted her here. I did try to engage her. She declined to grant an interview, saying that she's not going to speak until the police get to the bottom of this particular matter. But I started with Kojo Enim, who is part of her campaign team, and he makes the point that they are not behind these attacks and that they are equally baffled by what has transpired here. They say that this is not the first time such violence has happened in the area, and they also make the counter accusation that they believe that it's the NBC that is behind this particular allegation, this particular incident. And so, as it stands now, you have two individuals trading accusations. You have eyewitnesses who all they could hear were gunshots, and we still at a loss as to what exactly led to the violence. But what we can report for a fact is that there's no registration going on at that particular center, as the EC officials have fled for safety.
Joseph, thank you very much. Keep gathering that info, and when we have a clearer picture of what happened, we'll come back. Now, a combined team of police, military, and environment task force operatives are on the streets of Accra as part of efforts to strictly enforce COVID-19 protocols. Maxwell Agbagba encountered some culprits asked by the task force to also desilt drains and other spaces as part of a phase 2 disinfection and fumigation program to complement efforts at reducing COVID-19 infections.
What's observed here today is that the soldiers and the policemen who have been deployed here, what they are doing here is that if they find you and you're not wearing your face mask, they'll call you and ask you to help in the desilting of the drainage system here. So some of the people you find here were not actually wearing their face masks, and they've been asked to join the cleanup exercise against their will. So the gentleman, so for instance, this gentleman, he wasn't wearing his face mask. He's been asked to help the team doing the cleaning exercise. Some of them, you'd also find them here. You'd also find some of them here also helping. And that was what we found when we visited the Domin markets as well, in the Gan East Municipal Assembly also. Police personnel were deployed on the streets, and what they were doing is that as the cleaning exercise was going on in the Domin market, persons who were not wearing the face mask were asked to join in the cleaning exercise. I want you to show what is happening. Show you what is happening there right now. You can see that soldier standing very close to that young man. He was not wearing a face mask. He was called to join in the cleaning exercise. He has been forced to buy a face mask, and now he's going to be given a broomstick to join the exercise. This is against his will. You can see clearly he really does not want to do it. If he had a chance, he would run away. That's what we've seen here. Quite a number of people, some of them motor riders, they really do not want to join the exercise. You ask them for their face mask, they don't have the face mask. If you tell them to join, they try to escape. But the strong military men here are able to get them back to help in the cleaning exercise. So basically, that's what is going on. I want to show you what is happening here also. So all of these men you're seeing in that drainage system were not wearing their face masks, and the military men here asked them to, join in the cleaning exercise. Wait, what's happening here?
I'm going to Accra. My car did this thing. Jenny market inside, so I'm going to take I'm going to push the truck go. And
so why were you kneeling down? Why were you on the floor?
I'm begging because I'm going to Accra, but I'll be late.
Why? You were asked to join the cleaning exercise?
No, I'm going to Accra. So if I join,
were you asked to join the cleaning? Were you asked to join?
That's why I'm begging.
You were not wearing your face mask.
Because they call me. The time I pick the call, I'll be late.
But you could have answered the call with a face mask on. Why?
No, if I answer the call in the face mask inside,
come again.
If I answer the call in the face mask inside, the person is not hearing the call.
Okay. So wait, you are saying that if you had your face mask on, the person would not hear you on the phone.
The person is not hearing me.
What is under your chin?
The person is under my chest. So please, I'm begging.
And now they want you to go and work, and I say what?
I beg.
You are going to Accra?
Yes, because I'll be late.
What you just saw mirrors what we've been seeing, here for the past 2 hours. You find a lot of people not wearing their face mask, and when the military men ask them to join in the cleaning exercise, some of them really would not want to do it, but at the end of the day, they get them, to join the cleaning exercise. If you're not wearing your face mask, maybe today is not a day that you'd want to use this stretch because you'll be forced to join the cleaning exercise. Aside from that, some of the policemen themselves and the soldiers here are also helping to clear the drainage system, and they'll need more hands. They tell us that they'll need more hands. So for persons who are not wearing their face masks, they're going to force them, to join them in there.
Yes, so live on JoyNews today. Perhaps you can out of your the goodness of your heart, join the cleaning exercise in that market. Now, coming up in business, aviation sector facing huge debts as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We hear from the minister.
COVID, yes, everybody's broke. Aviation sector is broke, industry is broke, service area is broke. Maybe the media side is the one not broke.
We'll find out more after this. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The country's aviation sector is broke and could struggle to meet its debt obligations as well as ongoing expansion projects. According to the Aviation Minister, Joseph KOFI ADDA, this is due to the negative impact of COVID-19 on the sector. Mr. ADDA tells Joy Business it is a challenging situation.
Result of governments wanting to limit the adverse impact of the virus on its citizens, we've been compelled to close down airports. The airports in Ghana, particularly the international airport, Kotoka International Airport, has also been shut down. And this has adversely impacted on all of the players in the aviation sector.
Is the aviation sector in Ghana broke?
But COVID, yes, everybody's broke. Aviation sector is broke, industry is broke, service area is broke. Maybe the media side is the one not broke. It's not broke because they're sharing information. Information is free. It's out there. They're picking on the airwaves, and I don't know if you're giving discounts to people who are advertising on your programs, but I think you're the only ones perhaps who are not really broke. But seriously speaking, yes, we are broke as every other aspect of the economy is affected. But what I can say is that Ghana was doing remarkably well in the aviation sector. As you mentioned, some of our passenger numbers went up from about 2.6 million all the way to 3 million. I think when we ended last year, we were about 3,019,000 passengers. That's really remarkable. And we're hoping that this year we'll perhaps be inching away, if not to 5 million, 4 million. So we're rapidly going, and all the other ideas that we had, all the other initiatives the president has given his blessing to, to make this aviation hub, were things that we're hoping we'll be able to get more people to come to Ghana.
Well, catch the full interview tonight on Business Live. My colleague Charles Aite will be speaking with the aviation minister. Don't miss it. That is tonight at 5 on Business Live. Now, local pharmaceutical company Intravenous Infusions has told Joy Business that the company has completed the processes to venture into the West African countries. According to the board chairman, Isaac Osei, the company has been able to acquire modern equipment from a $3.2 million stimulus package from government. He says the facility couldn't have come at a better time as it would help in the company's expansion drive.
The government is backing us, paying part of the interest, not just us, but all the manufacturers who have accessed this thing. I think it's part of the overall industrial strategy of government to ensure that in spite of the difficulties that we face, especially access to finance and the cost of finance, this is one strategy government has used successfully to assist manufacturers. And we are benefiting from it to the tune of $3.2 million US. And we are bringing in new equipment. If perchance you find yourself in Koforidua, some of the equipment has already come in, and we are now making arrangements to install them, which will enhance our production capacity and productivity. So I think the government, in that sense, has done extremely well to support not just Intravenous, but also several other industries who have benefited from it. And people know, that Intravenous is the major industry in the
Thank you very much for staying here with us on JoyNews today. My name is Nathaniel Atto and I bring you sport. Now, the Ghana Football Association has defended its decision to allocate about $109,000 to the national teams from the CAF and FIFA COVID-19 Relief Fund. Now, according to the General Secretary, Prosper Harrison Addo, the GFA is responsible for the overhead costs of all national teams. Now, he appeared on last Saturday's Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM, and of course, this was together with executives from Dreams FC and Mediama SC.
The Ghana Football Association Executive Council allocated about $110,000 to men's national teams from the CAF and FIFA COVID-19 relief funds. The decision was met with a disquiet from the football industry players who argued that the football governing body is misapplying the funds. Patrick Akoto, Communication Director for Mediama FC, says it is the responsibility of government to cater for the national teams.
Every jurisdiction, and I've made that point, has different scenarios.
Okay.
So, for instance, in Nigeria, where the NFF pays for the salaries of coaches, it stands to reason that the Nigerian Football Association can decide to use some part of the funds for national teams. But that is the same situation we have in Ghana. So you need to balance the scale. When we say we are mitigating, what are we mitigating? How are we mitigating the Black Stars, for instance, who are taking $17,000? There's $60,000 for the national women's team. This is earth-shattering. You go to another $40,000. Look.
So let me explain it quickly.
These are humongous figures which has been captured. All for the national team.
Okay. The big words will not make the figures any bigger.
No, but the point is that you need to explain further. Give us better particulars. The explanation you've given will not suffice. I'm sorry, it will not suffice.
Okay.
But Secretary General of the GFA, Prosper Harrison Addo, disagreed with the claims, insisting that camping and preparation of national teams for unofficial matches is catered for by the FA.
Camping. So let me, this same year we are talking about. You remember the Black Queens camp at Pram Pram?
Sure.
And then they went to Turkey. Everything about the camping in Pram Pram and they going to Turkey for that friendly tournament had nothing to do with government. It's not competitive match. It's not a FIFA qualifier or CAF qualifier for World Cup or anything. We were trying to prepare them so that when the qualifiers come, they will be in readiness to play. The same for the under-20 women's team. They were in Pram Pram for a number of weeks, preparing them, and then they went to Morocco to play the Moroccan team, all from the FA side. So when they come to those matches and friendly matches, we take care of it. So if allocations are made, and we've explained it in the document, that those monies there are for the camping of the national teams and overhead costs, where in that document have I said that 17,000 cannot pay the national team coach.
The GFA will hold a meeting with clubs on Wednesday to explain the details of the disbursement.
We'll do some more later when I bring you sports today, exactly at 2 p.m. right here on this channel. In the meantime, JoyNews Today continues. World news will come up and entertainment also comes up later on. You stay right here. My name is Nathaniel Atto and I have love for sport.